right, today I want to talk about training the algorithm of your life. So, we're going to get into the subconscious mind and subliminals. It's been a minute since I talked about this. So, I want to just do a recap because this is something that is such a good reminder. I need it for myself sometimes. I want to just share it because we make things so difficult when it comes to manifesting. It doesn't have to be difficult, it's actually quite simple. All right. So the subconscious mind is kind of like our operating system, the software that we're running on. Okay. So think about, your body is like your iPhone. Okay. And your subconscious beliefs is like the iOS update, right? Your subconscious belief system is formed in the first 7 years of life. Imagine going through the year or years and not ever updating your iOS on your iPhone. Nothing would work right, right? Like things would be glitchy, things wouldn't run smoothly. Yet in our life, we're running off of the operating system that we've had since we were, born to age 7. And no one really taught us how to update this. And the only way to update it after age 7 is based on repetition. So when you're born to age 7, you're walking around in the theta brainwave states. You're kind of like a sponge, just soaking up everything around you in your environment from your parents, teachers, friends, the media, movies, like everything. And all of that goes in to form this belief system. And a lot of it is extremely helpful because it keeps you safe. It teaches you how to live in society, how to follow the rules and, not get yourself in trouble or get hurt. But of course, you pick up the negative stuff too. And after age 7, the only way to change and reprogram or update this software system is through repetition. And when you think about it, when you get to be, my age, you have decades of this programming. And so you're not going to just say an affirmation and all of a sudden that decades of programming just disappears, right? You need to do it enough to where it starts to override the old belief that you've been running on for decades. Okay. So, this is why like affirmations are so important because it's giving your subconscious a command. But the problem is, you're not going to say an affirmation once a day and change your life, right? Because the other, you know, however many minutes in the day, you go right back to just living your life. And so I want you to think of reprogramming your subconscious mind like training the algorithm on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, like whatever your social media platform is. If you go on social media and you start searching for a new topic, like right now, I'm looking into homeschooling type of things, right? If I go and I look at one homeschool post or I like one homeschool post and then I don't do anything with it again for the rest of the day or the rest of the week, my algorithm isn't going to change. It's still going to be the same stuff it's always been, right? But if I go on and I spend like a solid 15 minutes just searching homeschool, liking a bunch of posts, saving, sharing, the algorithm is going to pick up on that, right? Because I'm focusing heavily on it. And then if I do that tomorrow and the next day and the next day, all of a sudden, the algorithm is going to start showing me a ton of homeschooling posts, right? Because I've given enough focus on it. I've searched it enough to where it's sensing a pattern. It's that repetition. And so now it's going to start feeding me more information and posts about homeschool. The same exact thing goes for your life. Okay. If you want to shift your negative beliefs, okay, and you say one positive affirmation, but then the rest of the day and the rest of the week, you just go right back to being negative, nothing's going to change. You didn't give the algorithm enough training to know that this is important. But if you are listening to a subliminal that has 1,000 affirmations on positive mindset, and you're doing that every single day, just like the algorithm on social media, you're training it. You're feeding it enough information to know, okay, this is really important. So we need to start showing her things that align with a positive mindset. And this is why all of a sudden you start seeing opportunities and meeting people and things start happening that just align with positivity because you're training the algorithm to look for that. Okay. So, like in any given moment in time, your subconscious is picking up 11 million bits of data. Your conscious mind only processes 50 out of 11 million. So, how does your brain know out of that 11 million, what 50 are we going to give the conscious mind? It's based on the algorithm, it's based on what you're focusing on, what's important to you. And so the more you focus on something and you get that repetition, the more you're going to see it. So there could be opportunities right in front of you for what you want. And you're completely unaware because you're so focused on something else. And you're not training the algorithm to focus on this thing that you want. Okay. So with technology, what we can do is take these affirmations, these positive beliefs that you want to reprogram your subconscious with, and we can loop them and speed them up. So in a 1 hour audio, you're getting 1,000 affirmations. You're essentially getting a year's worth of affirmations in one audio. Imagine the power of that just once, but then imagine the power of that if you listen to it daily. This is why things shift so quickly. And it's so easy because consciously, you don't have to do anything. You're just listening to some meditation music. Subconsciously, there's a lot of work happening, but all you have to consciously do is hit play. And, what got me onto subliminals in the first place was seeing how they're used in the corporate world. These companies spend a lot of money to purposely put subliminals in everything we see. I mean, everything. They're in ads, TV, and music and signs. Like they're everywhere all the time. And if they're used that way to change a behavior, to get someone to buy a product, then they can be used in a way that's open and transparent to change your behavior, but in a positive way. And so that's the power of combining technology with neuroscience and spirituality is we can use this to create a better reality for ourselves. And on top of that, with technology, it allows us to put in binaural beats. So now you're syncing up the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of your brain. You're bringing it into balance. You have the intuition, imagination, creativity combined with the logical side of things. And this is where you get those aha moments where all of a sudden you get this like download and you know exactly what you need to do. And then on top of that, we can overlay it with theta waves, which the theta brainwave state is where the subconscious becomes the most open to suggestion. And so you combine all of this together and it's potent, it's really powerful. And it's kind of like when you update the iOS version on your iPhone. It's like an upgrade. And I always tell people, if you're skeptical, or even if you're not skeptical, don't take my word for it. Try it. Listen to a subliminal every day for a week and see what happens. See how you feel. Notice the changes. And after that, make up your own opinion. And if you notice positive changes after a week, imagine doing this after a month and then after a year. So it's like go at it from a science standpoint that you're doing an experiment and you're going to try this and then you're going to notice the results. And what's crazy is like people start doing the subliminals daily and then you'll skip a day, right? Because you're busy, you get rushed in the morning, whatever, you don't listen to your subliminal. You immediately notice, like you just feel off. You don't feel as like good as you normally do. Something energetically feels off. And that it like reminds you just how powerful this is in shaping your mindset and helping you stay in a state that's aligned with the goals that you want to manifest. So just think about that as you go through the day. Stop yourself, try to bring awareness to everything you're doing throughout the day and ask yourself, is this training the algorithm of my life for what I want? Or is this training the algorithm to give me more of what I don't want? And then make adjustments as you go. And when you can start bringing awareness to it, that's where you start gaining power over your life and you can start making these changes incrementally. And like I said, subliminals, in my opinion, are just the easiest way because you get that repetition and you don't have to do any quote unquote work. You know, you press play and everything's happening at the subconscious level while you listen to relaxing meditation music. So, for anyone that has not tried subliminals yet, you can get my entire subliminal library in the Manifest It Now app. I have everything on there from health, weight loss, confidence, to relationships, fertility, money, financial freedom, just anything that you want to specifically focus on. Or maybe you just want to feel more positive. You don't want these negative beliefs. There's subliminals for that as well. Try it out and just do your own experiment and see how things change. But just keep in mind, you're running on the same operating system that you've had since childhood. And maybe it's time for an upgrade. And maybe you can start bringing awareness to the things that you're training your algorithm to do or to focus on that are no longer serving you. So it's just a little reminder that I'm going to throw out there because I need it still every once in a while. And I'm always reminded when I skip a day, like I did yesterday, and realize how different I feel from not listening to that. So, again, you can get those in the Manifest It Now app if you're interested in trying the subliminals. And I'll see you back here next time. I hope you have a great day.